That, dear friends, is the story of how I acquired a Lord Soul before even ringing the first bell of awakening. But who's that over behind the bonfire?
I've been made Miss Rheingold, though I never touch beer. And I'm the person to whom they say, you're sweet, my dear. Like something that seeks its level. I wanna go to the devil, I wanna be evil. I wanna spit tax, I wanna be evil. And cheat at jacks, I wanna be wicked. I wanna tell lies, I wanna be mean. And throw my pies, just as mean and evil as I can be.
Aw, we have a guardian. Hey everybody, I'm here with Pyromancer Salad in the depths, standing on some meat like you do, getting ready to resume I Played a Thing, Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, New Game Plus Abridged. And while I'm starting out in the depths, we're not actually going to do the depths. I'm just going to do this little bit of it, and then we're just going to skip the whole thing. And I started the abbreviated path by jumping down the hole behind the butcher's table. And we're going to do a nice, fat, 4-digit plunging attack on the giant rat here, which all but kills him. One more hit ought to do. And honestly, I don't really need to be in the depths at all here, because the only thing the depths are really for is to get to Blighttown the normal way, including the Blighttown key, and I'm skipping Blighttown for the most part. But we can take the super fun happy slide, be sure to stay left, otherwise you will fall into the death waterfall pit at the end. And as I was saying, the only reason I'm really down here in the depths is because I want to pick up a new thing or two from our good buddy Domhnall. And also, I want to get all the souls for killing off the Gaping Dragon. This being New Game Plus and all, the bosses are worth a goodly bounty, and I don't want to skip out on that. Also, it didn't occur to me to attune Combustion or Great Combustion here, so I just kind of have to chop up the slime critters the hard way. Could always run past him, but what fun would that be? Now, as you will probably recall, Domhnall tends to stock boss armors for the relevant bosses after you beat them, and New Game Plus is no exception. Now that we've beaten the game, we can purchase from him Gwyn stuff, the Great Lord set. We'll look at the crown first. Eventually. There we go. Crown of Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, who linked the first flame. Lord Gwyn, bearer of the ultimate soul, divided his power among his great clan before linking the flame. But he did keep his crown, perhaps to preserve a symbol of the monarch, for its actual power had fully subsided. And indeed, this stuff isn't really very good. It's mediocre, medium-weight armor, and the way it comes is the way it stays. It's not upgradable. And it looks like I've only got the cash for one of these on hand at the moment, so yeah, I'm just going to be picking up the crown for looks. It'll be a little souvenir of our initial victory.
Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. You'll make another fine trade, of course.
You got it, Welshman. Alright, where's my royal headgear? There we go. Alright, hail to the Queen, baby. And now we're toward the very end of this here dungeon, so I'm just going to proceed onward toward the boss area. However, since we have skipped the vast majority of the level, we never went to fight the channeler up there in the normal way. And as I've mentioned before, If you leave him alive, he will buff the Gaping Dragon during the boss fight, and you don't want that. It hits quite hard enough already, thank you. So if you're gonna do the shortcut through the level, you'll want to make sure you have something ranged handy to take him out with. Alright, and that'll leave us a pretty straight shot to the boss. And I can never get it in my head that there's nothing over there. And I am in hollow form right now, so I can't summon Solaire. And I certainly can't summon Lautrec because I killed him. But, you know what? NPC summons are really not particularly useful in this boss fight anyway, so we'll just go solo this time. Alright. Punch some power into our chest. Bling out the scythe. And let the fun begin. This being a rather early game boss, even with the New Game Plus enhancements, we're gonna carve through him pretty damn quick. For example, it's going to be really, really easy to take the tail off this time. Oh, it's gone. And he immediately tries to hit me with the tail that is no longer there. Oh, I hate this attack. Yep, some things never change. Alright then, before we try that again, I've built up a little more dough. And we can pick up another piece of the Gwyn cosplay set. This time we'll take the main torso part. And we don't have his arm gear or his lower robe yet, but this will give us the right sort of overall look. Yeah, it doesn't really compare all that favorably to the powered-up Xanthus armor, which is the best thing we've got currently that we can still fast roll in. But we do look kind of butch, so there is that. Alright, Chandlers do not respawn outside of the Duke's archives, so we can just go straight to it and give this another shot. And I'll actually remember to put the proper ring on this time. Couldn't hurt. Alright, Gaping Dragon. New Game Plus. Take two. I really do like that iridescent hide. It's a very nice looking effect. And here you can see that a second tail chop in the same game cycle will not give you another tail item. So, if for some bizarre reason you were inclined to do so, you couldn't just farm Dragon King Great Axes. Oh god, not again. Whew. But at least with this guy, it's still worth taking the tail off anyway, because otherwise he tends to be rather good at hitting you with it when you're toward his rear half. Anyway, now that we got the tail off and we're not having the vagina train dropped on us, we should be able to carve through this guy pretty damn quick. Maybe 2 more hits ought to be enough. Yep, maxed out weaponry with high quality buffs makes a hell of a difference. Even against early game bosses with New Game Plus increased health. And there's that nice big reward that I came here for. Very respectable 75k, and another hard leather set that I don't really care about so much. And we're gonna make like E.T. and bone home. Spend some of that bounty on a nice little damage boost. Now again, even though I got the key to Blighttown, I don't intend to do Blighttown properly because there's nothing there I really want, and it's a kind of an unpleasant place. So we're gonna roll on down through the beginning of the New Londo ruins, and we're gonna take the side entrance through the Valley of the Drakes. Just make a quick right at the entrance there. And as you've seen before, there'll be another tower that leads you right into the valley there. Grab a quick extra set of Beatrice cosplay, not for any good reason, just because it's there. Over the plank. And here we are, Blighttown the wrong way. That just leads you straight to the dog-powered elevator, and so it'll take you straight down to the swamp. And just because I feel like bringing a friend to the Quelaag fight, we're going to take out Man-Eater Mildred again, so that we can summon her. For some reason, when she spawns in, she likes to take this really roundabout path towards you. But she gets there eventually. Fast enough to cut off my drink, in fact. And the butcher knife is, once again, actually a rather nice weapon, but it's not a halberd, so I don't care. And we've still got our maxed out pyro hand from the last game cycle, so we can go to Quaylana as soon as we're able to access her resting place. And like I've been doing with other merchants of magic, I'm just going to buy up as much of her back catalog as I can at the moment. Not that I expect to do much with it, but I'm just being a thorough collector here. And yeah, I already had Great Combustion, but now I can attune 2 piles of it if the spirit ever moves me. Not that I expect it to. And with this level of power, I don't particularly need a distraction to deal with Quelaag, but hey, why not? I like Mildred. He's probably cannibalistic and nuts, but well, I just like the whole bag on the head and nothing else aesthetic. It's got a certain something. And I'm actually coming in here with a sensible shield this time. My lovely Black Knight +5 with its 100% fire damage reduction. And that is something I don't often see, Quelaag leading off with the Flying Bark, which, as we discussed the first time around, is her most dangerous move. But really, I've already got her halfway down. Got Mildred drawing aggro for me, even though it's not really that necessary. This should really, much like the Gaping Dragon, not be anything to worry about. And the particular swing pattern of the Great Scythe with its overhead means you can hit her human body part and even stagger her a little bit. Because she does not have poise on that particular human area. So yeah, piece of cake. Thanks, Millie. And oddly enough, I never noticed before, but she's actually worth less souls than the Gaping Dragon, despite definitely being a harder boss, I would say. Hello, fair lady. And hello, Eggy. Didn't really need to stop by the fair lady's place, but I wanted to activate this bonfire to be able to warp to it after I get the Lord Vessel. And I could level up here, but I'm going to save my souls for now, because I'm going to want to buy the rest of the Great Lord set. Oh, and on the way up from Blacktown, I managed to get myself simultaneously poisoned and toxed. I didn't actually know those would stack, but they can. And if you watch my life bar, you can see it is quite a rapid drain indeed. So yeah, that is an undesirable set of status effects to have at the same time right there. And having rung both Bells of Awakening at this point, we can talk to old Peter Frampton. He doesn't hate you until you actually bring the Lord Vessel to Koth, but Koth cannot actually eat items like Frampt does, so if you want to feed him some stuff, whether just for souls or to break down some of your Titanite, you'll want to make sure you do that before you bring Koth the Lord Vessel, in case you're doing the Koth route. Because yeah, Koth is picky. Frampt, on the other hand, he'll eat anything. Meanwhile, back at the Aqueduct, we'll pick up the last of our Lord Gwyn cosplay set.
Thank you. That would... and we'll make another...
Again, it's really not especially good armor, but we just want to feel like the Lord of Cinder / Sunlight for a little while. And as you would expect, there are also a few things we can do with Gwyn's souls, or rather his soul, you know, the boss soul that we get for beating him. But we'll see that later. For the moment, we look hella regal, but it drops me down to a mid-roll, so that's not good. But we can praise it. Alright, now outfitted as the prettiest of gold-winged princesses, with our lovely crown, it's time to move on to Sen's Fortress. And I actually missed a few things here my first time out. If you go up this path where the ball curves around down the stairs, you can land on top of a man-serpent lady. A lady serpent? I don't know. And right here, there's a soul item, but more importantly, through this gap in the wall here, you can drop down. And over there where the glow is, we can grab ourselves a previously undiscovered ring. The Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring. This one doesn't buff your magic like the other Dragon Crest rings. Rather, it makes you really quiet. This ring was secretly worn by a certain surreptitious sorcerer at Vinheim Dragon School. The ring is engraved with an everlasting dragon in silent slumber, and masks all sound emitting from its wearer. So if enemies can't see you, they won't aggro on you, because they can't hear you. And I ended up just boning out of there, because there's no other way out aside from dropping down into the tar pit, and I didn't really want to deal with all those Titanite demons. So I boned back, and while we're here, we can up our decks once again. Alright, back into the fortress. And because I'm silly, I completely forgot something in that same spot. So once again, we're going to go where the ball goes around a curve on the stairway. Drop off. This time we'll do a nice plunging attack. And instead of going through the hole in the wall, I'm going to head through this proper doorway. Head up the stairs. And there we will find the Black Sorcerer set and the Hush spell. And I also get the Wisdom of a Sage achievement here, which just means I've got all the sorceries. And Hush is a sorcery developed by a certain surreptitious sorcerer at Vinheim Dragon School, and also masks all noises. Effectively, Vinheim is controlled by the Dragon School, and it is no wonder that the town has its share of dark secrets. So, 2 different ways to make yourself quiet. And the Black Sorcerer set is just like the regular Sorcerer set, except it is worn by sorcerers who work with sound-based spells that never reveal themselves. So basically, Vinheim has mage ninjas. Hello, Master Logan. If I let you out of that cage, do you promise not to read forbidden crystal dragon magic and break your brain? Okay. Now then, nothing else of importance in Sen's Fortress, so we'll jump straight ahead to the boss fight. And once again, we're going to call in the big man. Sorry, Tarkus, I kind of left it all to you last time, and that didn't work out for you, so this time we're going to make it a team effort. Hey, buddy. Lend me your hugeness. Onward to the Iron Golem, never the most threatening of bosses. Especially with our far more powered-up self. No, I'm not even sure why Tarkus bothers with a shield. Pretty much every time I summon him, he always seems to two-hand his sword, and even if he doesn't, he practically never blocks. This was kind of interesting. I never noticed it before, but when the Iron Golem is doing his football spike animations, he seems to be completely invincible. It's kind of weird. Ah, we got him on the ropes. Tarkus, do your worst. Hopefully this will make up for last time. That's right, stab that crotch. Oh, Tarkus with the kill. And a very nice pile of souls for us once again. And with Sen's Fortress thus conquered, you know what that means. It's on to dear old Anal Rondo. And with our boss loot, once again, good opportunity to gain some levels. And we get our dexterity up to 40, which is kind of a soft cap. I mean, it'll keep going up, but beyond 40, the diminishing returns factor kind of kicks in. You get less and less of a boost for each point of dexterity you add. So, with that in mind, after popping a few consumables for enough XP for another level, what I'm gonna do is start making myself smarter. And you know, we're not playing a big caster type character, but we do like those buffs. Be wary of fire. Very true. And this is where the gargoyles reappear, as you can see. Not a big deal, but I'm keeping this on camera because I managed to get the tail this time. Come on, hold still. That's the good stuff. And let us have a look at our caudal appendage prize. Sliced tail of the gargoyle guarding the Bell of Awakening in the Undead Church or patrolling in Anor Londo. Can be used as a bronze battle axe. Bends dramatically during large attacks, owing to its nature as a tail. And indeed, I'm going to equip that. I have no idea why that gave me some poison and bleed buildup, but when we use the strong attacks, you can see the tail axe gets all bendy. Salad hates chandelier. Also, tea. I was running down the buttress and suddenly lost a fairly decent chunk of health there for no apparent reason. No idea what that was about, but anyway, we're going to have a sit down with our sun buddy and smarten up a little further. Surprise, motherfucker! And after an always satisfying plunge attack, we open up our all-important shortcut to the giant blacksmith. And open up our other all-important shortcut to the front door of the cathedral. And after cleaning out the royal sentinels, it's time for another joining of forces with the solar baby. Synchronized praise. The next big sensation at the Summer Olympics. He always seems to jump off the staircase and take fall damage instead of using the stairs like a sane person. But that's our Solera, that's why we love him. And we've got another fight on our hands, with dollar menu and supersize. And this time we're going to go after the former first, so the latter gets the superpowers. I had a previous unsuccessful attempt, so after remembering to put up my shield and not block with my catalyst, first thing I'm going to do here is recover my soul pile, like you do. And then, lion guy, this one's for you. He just flinched there, but I thought he was going into his death animation. So Solaire steals my kill. Ah well, he earned it. Okay, that was kind of rude. I do like the contrast between how they treat their fallen comrades and react to being the only one left. Now, Smuffleupagus here changes less when he's in his super form, whereas his leonine buddy gets the stolen butt drop and the unblockable grab and zap. This gentleman just gets a few additional hammer moves that are just different bash animations. And his butt drop gets electrically charged. Really doesn't change the way you fight him over much, although it is sufficient to take out Solaire. Sorry, Sunbro. But even considering that you can just really cling to Orns and thus negate a lot of his worst attacks, I do think old Smuffy here is a little easier to deal with in his powered up form. Just because his damage is absolutely bananas, you really don't want to get hit by him, especially in New Game Plus. But nevertheless, he's just kind of slow and clumsy, just like he is pre-power up. So whether you're strafe dodging, roll dodging, or shield tanking, a lot of his stuff's just relatively easy to get out of the way of. Or take on the shield, as the case may be. And that's it for Knobs and Sacks. Booyah! And after spending our bounty, I think that's about enough for one day. Next time, we're gonna bring back the Lord Vessel to our spooky new serpent buddy. Till then, this is Un, thanking you for watching, and I'll see you soon. As always, I'd like to send out some grossly incandescent rays of gratitude to such supporters of the show as Justin Carpenter, Nolden, Zangamarth, Charlie Dunst, Anonymous Benefactor, John Madigan, Johnny Millennium, Sanguine Games, Joseph Coco, Canis, Misha Van Doren, Craig Patterson, Frank Greasy, and Tim J. And my thanks to everyone else on the list, and everyone who's just watching, commenting, subscribing, whatever. I'm always glad to have you along. We do have one new patron who signed up recently, but as always, you'll be on the list whenever the month clicks over, so don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. In any case, until next time, take care, and thank you once again.